This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
After this broadcast, you'll be able to go to the Discoveries in Health tab on herbalhealthreview.com, and you'll be able to see this broadcast, and you'll be able to see the whatever it is that we're talking about. If we're talking about asthma, or the liver, or the pancreas, the glandular system, if we're talking about making lifestyle changes, you'll be able to see the report step by step as I explain it, because there is 135 videos so far that we've done over the years with screen capture, and it works wonderfully, and they're on the website. Last week's video, which actually, I got to tell you about this. Last week's video is, and it's available on the herbalhealthreview.com under Discoveries in Health tab. All the way at the bottom of the page, there's this square black box, and in that box it says Discoveries in Health discussion, and it says 1/135. So if you went to all the way to the bottom of all those videos, 135 of them, you'd get to last week's video. And if you were looking at last week's video, we talked about allergies, all about allergies. And we really described it. And Doc Miles was here. And Dr. Miles, Doc Miles is from Georgetown, Texas. And he joins me here. And he was on the broadcast, and we thoroughly got into allergies and talked about allergies. But then after the broadcast, on that video, my granddaughter and one of the 5 great-granddaughter girls that she has, because my granddaughter blessed me with 5 great-granddaughters, and the youngest one, the 5-year-old, she was there, and I was talking to Brittany from Health and Herbs. She is the one who manufactures all the natural remedies I've invented over the last 56 years, and she manufactures them. Now I get nothing from the sale of any product. I don't do that. I've never have. And it's just not what I do. I'm a minister. I pray with people, and I help them, and I counsel them about natural remedies, because that's my education. I have 2 PhDs, one in ethnobotany, one as a phytotherapist, and I'm a master herbalist, a chartered herbalist, a master of herbology, an ordained minister, and a certified bishop, because I love the Lord and turned it all over to the Lord as a ministry. And I help people. And a lot of people I help, folks, they don't have any money, and they can't make a donation. Even though I live by donation alone, I serve mainly the poor, people who can't give me a donation for my time and my labor. And I do it anyway, and I always have, and I always will. But I will, if you can, and if you can afford it. I deeply appreciate a donation of any size, and I do create health plans, and a health plan for me to help you with whatever it is that you're working on. if it's a liver problem, if it's a kidney problem, if it's the heart, if it's the digestive tract, if it's the skin, if it's whatever it is, I will help you from the beginning until you are well. Now, I know that the Lord is going to do the healing. All I'm going to do is show you the herbs, the natural remedies, the supplements that will guide you through and comfort you and give you less pain and less suffering with any health disorder. What I ask is if you could make a $100 donation one time to our ministry. I am the bishop of Good Shepherd Ministries. I created that ministry 17 years ago, and it's been a wonderful ministry. It's been a lot of hardship because true ministry, when you have no financial supporters, is pretty tough. But the Lord has kept me and cared for me and fed me along the way, and even enough that I might share with others, and I do. I share my food and my life with many people who have so little that they come to me and I help them, and I always will. I love to help people, because there's just a lot of people that have fallen through the cracks. They don't fit in the system. They would suffer and continue to suffer and feel like no one loved or cared for them. And I love them, and I'll care for them as much as I can. We got an incoming call. That's my phone bill that's overdue. Okay, Comcast, sorry about that. You're going to have to call me later. And that's the way a ministry goes. So I do appreciate your donation. You can make one of any size, $5, even $5 helps. And you can do that on herbalhealthreview.com, herbalhealthreview.com. And we click on common conditions. And you see a button over on the right-hand side when you do that. And that when you click on common conditions, you'll see that button that says donate. And there it is. There's that button. And if you press that button, you can make a donation of any size that you want. And that is what keeps this ministry going. So I deeply appreciate that. And last week's video, when you're over on Discoveries in Health tab, what I was getting to is in last week's video, when we talked about allergies, my granddaughter was here at my side. She came to visit me at the very end of the show. And my great-granddaughter, so you got 3 generations of herbalists there. My great-granddaughter, 5 years old, is over on this side. And after Brittany, my granddaughter, and I were talking for a while, and then I motioned for the great grandchild to come on around and get in the middle here. So she did, and she saw her face on the monitor, and she thought that was hilarious. So she started going down and then popping back up again between the two of us. I'm on one side, and my granddaughter Brittany's on the other side, and she would go down like a jack-in-the-box and pop back up and laugh. She thought that was so funny. Anyway, if you look at last week's video, and it would be marked 03/16/2017. If you look for that video, it's on the very bottom of the videos. It's the last video of 135, and it's on the bottom of the stack. You go down to the very bottom, and you look at that video, and at the very end, you'll see this 5-year-old bobbing up and down as we're talking. I thought it was hilarious. I cracked up on that. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you because that was a fun thing that happened on our last Discoveries in Health discussion. And this is a discussion, and it's and Doc Miles from his clinic in Georgetown, Texas, he'll be joining us. He's a doctor of naturopathic medicine, and he'll be joining us here probably about 15 or 20 minutes. He's got to get out of the clinic and go home and feed the animals. He has a farm with goats and chickens and I don't know, all kinds of critters. And he's a wonderful man. And he and I both do the same thing. He will help you with a deeper investigation of your health issues if you need to. If you're using the herbs and the therapies and so forth, and most people, that works. I will help people and guide them through this. But if we needed blood work, if we needed hair analysis, if we needed a deeper investigation with a very difficult problem, he does that. He does that. And he does a very good job of it. And he does the same thing I do. He asks for $100 one time, and he'll see you through until you're well. Now, where are you going to go? Who are you going to see that's going to charge you $100 one time and see you to the end of the problem? That is a doctor or an herbalist, like myself, that is committed to helping you. And whereas a medical doctor is committed to keep you sick, because there's no payday for him unless he doesn't do that. What an awful system, isn't it? That's an awful system. He's paid only to keep you sick. So that's why the United States of America is the sickest industrialized nation in the world. Instead of everybody here being healthier because this is supposed to be such a great and wonderful country, and it is, but it could certainly stand an improvement by getting rid of a system that is paid to keep you sick until they kill you. And that's what they do. And then they inhumanely or whatever just terminate your life. It's a sick system from a sick government. And all right, and thank you. And we may have Allison joining us here. I don't know if she will. There's somebody that's in Italy. We had a little note from a person by the name of Allison in Italy. And now we got a telephone call. And let's see who's calling us here. Hold on. Yes, hi, it's Truman. Yes. Hello. I'm doing our international worldwide broadcast. You're live on Discoveries in Health. How can I be helpful?
Is this Truman?
This is Truman.
Hi, sweetie. This is Laura.
Well, Laura, I'm doing a live international broadcast, and you are live internationally.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Can't wait.
Well, please join us by calling 503-606.
I don't have a pen and paper ready.
Okay, well, then please call me again after the broadcast.
Okay. Why don't you call me after you're done, okay?
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
God bless. Love you.
Okay. All right. No pen and paper. Okay. All right. Now, let's get back to the room because I think it's time to open up the mics for people who have a question or a comment or a suggestion about what we should be talking about today, because you get to pick the topic, and I and Dr. Miles will address the issues and tell you what we know about the natural remedies that could be helpful for you. with any health issue for yourself, for your friends, for your family. If you have a question or a topic or a suggestion, now's a good time. Please unmute your microphone, and you can do that by pressing the star key on your telephone 2 times and join the broadcast. So just to press the star key 2 times, and you can unmute your microphone and make a suggestion or a comment. Please do that now. Looks like we don't have anybody who we have listeners today. Okay, that's all right. That is an option here. This is a discussion, but maybe you'll think of something that you want to talk about, and we will. So all praises to the Most High as we go forward and select the topic today. I'm going to go over to the Discoveries in Health tab. I'm going to look and see what these tabs are. I don't need that one. And whatever that one is, that's okay. I don't need that one. And I don't need that tab. And let's see, I'm just making sure what we got here. All right, and we've got 2 of those tabs open. So that's all right. So that's all the different ways you can join this broadcast. I'm doing a screen capture. So I'm going out of here now, all the ways that we can join the broadcast on Herbal Health Review. And I'm going over to the herbalhealthreview.com and clicking on Common Conditions. That's where all these reports are. And this is not my website. I don't own any websites. I don't get anything from the sale of any products. But this is my life's work. And they published it right here on herbalhealthreview.com. And it's constantly updated. As I update my work, it is updated on this website. And so this website is constantly, every day, under construction with new things and greater and better things added by our computer tech. His name is Gary. And if you need to have a website, or if you know somebody who needs a website, you want to know Gary, because he is absolutely the most incredible computer tech that I've ever met. And you'll think so too. I introduced him to Doc Miles, and he did. He's working on Doc Miles' website. Doc Miles loves it. His associate, her name is Shirley. She needed some website work done. Gary did it, and she was saying how amazed she was. We'll talk with her when she, sometime when she joins the broadcast. But Pete, that's consistently the feedback. So if you about Gary and building websites and talk about reasonable, he's unreasonably inexpensive. That's it, really. He's incredible. He will build you a website, and he'll do it without charging you too much. Now, and he'll do it in a New York hurry. So you needed to know about Gary. I'm going to give you his phone number just in case you have a website or know or always wanted a website or know somebody who needs a website. Call Gary. And his telephone number, 503-931-3786. That's 503-931-3786. And you'll have the best website at the lowest price. I can promise you that. Now, that's 503-931-3786. Now let's move on here. I always like to, to give credit where credit is due. And now I'm looking at make lifestyle changes. We've already talked about that. But one of the things we've never really gotten into, and we should, is the acid alkaline food chart. Because when your body, when you choose alkaline foods, then your body isn't so acid. And in order to be ill, to feed a cancer, you need to be acid. Well, we don't want to be acid because we don't want to feed cancers. We want to be alkaline, so we're healthy. And let's take a look at the mildly alkaline foods like almond milk and distilled water. They're alkaline. And alkaline foods are artichokes, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, comfrey, calabri, and lamb's lettuce, leeks, and these are all mildly alkaline. So if you want to just mildly alkalize your diet, you're going to get all these. You're going to get into artichokes, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. So where is this list I'm reading from? Well, number one, you're going to be able to see it in the video next week when you go to herbalhealthreview.com and you click on Discoveries in Health and all at the bottom. And then this video will be the last one on the list. It'll be number 136. And you'll be able to see the video and you're going to be able to look at this chart. But if you don't want to wait until next week to look at this chart, then you go to herbalhealthreview.com. You click on Common Conditions, and you go to the tab that is all about acid alkaline diet, and it'll say that there right at the top. You'll be looking at common conditions, and when you get to common conditions, you'll be looking at a list, and that list will, in that list, you will see where it says acid/alkaline food, and you'll click on it, and then you'll be reading that same chart that I'm reading and looking at the mildly alkaline foods: almond milk, distilled water, artichokes, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, comfrey, calabri, lamb's lettuce, leeks, new baby potatoes, peas, pumpkin, onion, rutabaga, swede, squash, like butternut and summer squash, and watercress, and white cabbage. You'll also find that coconut and grapefruit and pomegranate are all mildly alkaline. Almonds, fennel seeds, lentils, and I love lentils. I always make a lentil soup, and I put some organic salsa in it. Oh boy, lentils and organic salsa. I've got a soup in there that I made last night. That's what I made it of. Anyway, almonds, fennel seeds, lentils, tofu. I wouldn't eat tofu because tofu is soybeans, and soybeans will mess with your hormones. Soybeans will make a male more feminine, and soybeans, soy food, soybeans and various soy foods are going to make a woman more masculine and a man more effeminate. And and there are a lot of folks these days who are having a problem being confused about their gender. You got men who think they're women. You got women who think they're men. And it's because their hormones are so severely out of balance, they're mentally confused as to who they are. Well, tofu is part of the problem. Soy milk is part of the problem, and so I wouldn't eat tofu. And if I did, it would be rare that I would do so. I'd bless it first for sure. Anyway, sesame seeds are mildly alkaline, and herbs and spices are mildly alkaline. Avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, flax oil, grapeseed oil, hemp oil are all alkaline. The and all of the pH miracle omega 369 oils and fresh coconut water, arugula, beets. Uh, uh, oh, we got another incoming call here. Let's see what's going on. Hold on. Yes. Yes, hello in Ohio. We're doing our international broadcast. Would you like to join us?
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought I was calling the broadcast. I called the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Do you have the broadcast number?
No, can you give it to me, please?
Sure, my friend. 503
Okay.
36. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Now I'm confused. Let me look here and I'll tell it to you. I can do this. It's 503-606-6064. I just have to say it fast because I got two.
Okay.
503-606-6064.
Okay, I got it. I'll be on there.
Okay, thank you, brother. Shalom.
Thank you. Shalom.
All right. I had to, I got so many telephone numbers in my head that by the time I try to think of one, I'm like a computer going across, trying to pick the right numbers. But that's it. 503-606-6064 for you and your friends to join us by telephone. But if they happen to be in Italy, well, you can join us from Italy or any other country when you go to the Health and Herbs and go to Discoveries in Health tab and click that tab and you go down to International Access Numbers. Now you can join us from anywhere in the world over the telephone. But the telephone number is to join us, here in Canada and the USA, and there's no PIN number. You just dial the number, 503-606-6064, and you press the star key 2 times if you want to talk, because this is a discussion, not a lecture. So let's get back over to the alkaline and acid food chart. We're really getting into this because some of the other things that are mildly alkaline are arugula, beets, basil, cayenne pepper, capsicum, cabbage, lettuce, carrots, chives, collard greens, and especially when they're in the springtime, those collard greens are mildly alkaline. Coriander and endive and ginger, green beans, leeks. We already mentioned lettuce, mustard greens, okra, radish, red cabbage, red onion, turnip, zucchini, lemon, lime, rhubarb, butter beans, lima beans. It says soybeans, but don't you eat them. They're not good for you. Don't eat soybeans. They'll make you eat. If you're a woman, they'll make you more masculine. If you're a man, they'll make you more effeminate. If that's what you want to do. Okay. Anyway, white navy beans, chia seeds, and salba seeds, hemp seeds, quinoa. The ancient grain of the Incas is quinoa, and then pH 9.5 alkaline water is mildly alkaline. Green drinks are mildly alkaline. Himalayan pink salt, real sea salt, avocado, broccoli, cabbage, celery, cucumber, endive, garlic, all the grasses like alfalfa, kamut, straw, shave grass, wheatgrass. The grasses are mildly alkaline. Kale, parsley, sprouts like alfalfa bean or alfalfa and bean sprouts and pea. All these sprouts are mildly alkaline. Spinach, tomato, and they keep putting soy in here. I'd like to redo that. Just take it right out of the report. Now here's something. Soy lecithin is the exception. Soy lecithin is when it's in that particular way of processing soy, when it becomes soy lecithin granules, pure, then it's feeding the nervous system. It's feeding the brain. It's crossing the blood-brain barrier. So, and it's emulsifying fats and keeping the fats out of your body. So it's something that's in my power drink. Soy lecithin. Yes, that is safe. And now let's talk about highly acidic. What to avoid? Highly acidic is alcohol, coffee, black tea, fruit juice that has been sweetened, cocoa. That'd be cacao. Be correct. I grew up calling cocoa, but it's really cacao. Okay, all right. I learned to pronounce that after a while. Cacao, and is highly acidic. So that's chocolate is highly acidic. Honey is highly acidic, and I wouldn't eat anything. I would never eat honey unless it's raw, but know that it's highly acidic. And jam and jelly and mustard and miso and rice syrup and vinegar and yeast are all highly acidic. And I think I've got Dr. Miles has joined us. Maybe I'm...
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am blessed, brother. Welcome. I've been telling people that you're going to join us here a little bit later. It must be a little bit later.
Yep, it's a little after 5:30. So.
Yep, 5:30 in Georgetown, Texas, where you can always call Doc Miles. There it is, Naturopathic Clinic in Georgetown, Texas. Let me give you Doc Miles' telephone number because you're going to want to have it. It's a good number to have. Doc Miles in Georgetown, Texas. His telephone number is 512-868-9867. It's 512-868-9867. Doc Miles, welcome to Discoveries in Health. It's always a pleasure to meet with you here and praise the Most High with you and answer questions for folks. Folks, you got Doc Miles in the room. So if you've got a question, a difficult health challenge, maybe for yourself, maybe for a friend, we're not going to diagnose and prescribe, but we can kind of suggest some things that may be helpful. And when you use them, you're going to find out, well, after decades and decades of doing this with Doc Miles, you can expect some results, and they're going to be good. So I'm going to ask anyone who has a question or a topic or a suggestion or a testimony, please press your star key 2 times, or you're just welcome to listen. And as Doc and I talk about the acid alkaline food chart that I'm looking at here on the herbalhealthreview.com under common conditions, I thought I'd mention, the foods that are acid and alkaline and highly alkaline. And so we got into the mildly alkaline. Then we got into the highly acidic, like the alcohol, coffee, and bring black tea and sweetened fruit juice and cacao and honey, jam, jelly, mustard, miso, rice syrup, vinegar, yeast, dried fruit, beef, chicken, eggs, farmed fish, Never eat farmed fish, folks. Anyway, pork, shellfish, all highly acidic. White rice, cheese, dairy, artificial sweeteners. Oh, please never use those. And syrup, mushrooms, highly acidic. Fresh natural juice, highly acidic. Ketchup, mayonnaise, butter, apple, apricots, bananas, blackberries, blueberries, cranberries, grapes, guava, mangoes, mangosteen, oranges, peaches, papayas, pineapples, strawberry, goat's cheese, vegan cheese, brown rice, rye bread, wheat, oatmeal bread, wild rice, wholemeal pasta, walnuts, ocean fish, rice. Oh, there we go. Rice, soy, and coconut milk can be highly acidic. And cantaloupe, fresh dates, nectarines, plums, sweet cherries, watermelon, black beans, garbanzo, beans, kidney beans, seitan, amaranth, buckwheat, groats, buckwheat pasta, millet, oats, oatmeal, soybeans again, spelt, couscous, rice, soy, hemp, protein, freshwater wild fish, Brazil nuts, flax seeds, hazelnuts, macadamia nuts, pecans, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and sunflower oil. Whoa, wow. That, and alkaline foods. Alkaline foods are the vegetables, are artichokes, arugula, asparagus, avocado, basil, beets, broccoli. These are the foods that you're going to choose from the chart. You'd want to choose more of the alkaline foods, like the artichokes, the arugula, asparagus, avocado, basil, beets, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cabbage lettuce, and cayenne pepper, carrot, cauliflower, celery, chives, collard green, especially the green collard greens in the springtime, and comfrey, coriander, cucumber, endive, garlic, ginger, all the grasses, green beans, kale, calabri, lamb's lettuce, leeks, and lettuce, and mustard greens, and new baby potatoes, and okra, and onions, and parsley, and peas, and pumpkin, and radish, and red cabbage, and red onion, and rutabaga, spinach, sprouts, squash, turnip, watercress, white cabbage, and zucchini are the vegetables. What about the fruits? The fruits. Avocado is highly alkaline. So avocado, coconut, grapefruit, lemon, lime, pomegranate, rhubarb, and tomato are the fruits. The meats that are highly alkaline are pork. I don't advocate eating pork. I don't eat pork. And lamb would be a good choice if you're into meats. Lamb, beef, chicken, turkey, crustaceans, other seafoods, apart from the occasional oily fish, such as salmon. And that's the meats. Dairy products that are highly alkaline: milk, eggs, cheese, cream, yogurt, ice cream. Highly alkaline? Wow. And we already talked about how about the drinks? The drinks that are highly alkaline: almond milk, fresh vegetable juice, green drinks, herbal tea, lemon water, pure water, plus fresh lemon or lime, non-sweetened soy milk. And again, I do not agree with the intake. I don't think soy is a acceptable food. In my experience, soy makes women more masculine and men more effeminate. So it messes with your hormones. And so I'm not into soy. The only soy that I'll eat is soy lecithin granules that feed the nervous system. Otherwise, soy isn't an option in my diet. If I happen to run into some, I bless it and eat it and don't complain about it. But it's not something that's in my normal diet. I will not eat soy, and I do not eat pork because all the poisons are trapped into a pig's skin, and it stays there. And then I'm not going to eat it because I'm not going to eat all the poisons that the pig it can't get rid of. If a snake bites a pig and it puts that poison into the skin, the pig don't even care. He'll just eat that snake right off of his body and move right on because that poison is just going to stay in his skin. Now, pure water is something I drink all the time, pure water, distilled, reverse osmosis, ionized, and I'll add some pink salt to it. I'll add lemon to it if I've got water that is had the minerals removed. I try to get pure water with minerals, but that's difficult. So I'll go for a distilled water if I have to. Actually, it's reverse osmosis, ionized water, and with no minerals in it. So I'm taking that Himalayan pink salt, and I'm putting a little bit of salt, and I'm putting a little bit of lemon in my water. Now it's got some minerals, and it's highly alkaline. And now vegetable broth. That's highly alkaline. Some other things that are highly alkaline, vinegar, white pasta, white bread, wholemeal bread, of which I don't eat. I don't eat white pasta. I don't eat white bread, and I don't eat wholemeal bread. I don't eat bread. I'm not a bread eater. If I want grain, I will make my grain from scratch. And then I'm getting everything, and I'm not messing around with it and stripping it down. And even though it's alkaline, doesn't mean it's good for you. Biscuits, another thing I wouldn't eat, but it's alkaline. Soy sauce, another thing I wouldn't eat, but it's alkaline. Tamari is alkaline. Condiments like tomato sauce and mayonnaise, they're highly alkaline. And artificial sweeteners, which I wouldn't eat, are alkaline. Honey, not raw honey, but just honey, is alkaline. And these are things. Now the honey, unless it's raw, if it's raw honey, I'll have a little raw honey, especially if I'm fighting off a cold or a flu or got a sore throat or something. A little raw honey is quite nice. If I'm doing a broadcast, and I've got to talk for hours and hours and hours. And then when I get off the broadcast, I'm spending hours and hours and hours more talking to people and helping people. Pretty soon I get my voice starts to go. And when I do, I can have a little raw honey, and it puts me back on track again. Last thing here, alkaline. How about some other drinks, like fizzy drinks, can be highly alkaline. Oh, those are acid, actually. I got mixed up here. That's alkaline. The meats are acid, and some of these drinks are too. This chart is a little confusing to me. I'm looking at this acid alkaline chart, and the way it's laid out, pretty hard to figure out what column is supposed to be in what column. It's just not straightforward. I'm going to have to take this chart. And so help me out here, Doc. What's your favorite alkaline foods?
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe. So eat more cantaloupes to be more alkaline. And
it's like 7 pH.
It's about you say 7?
Yeah, 7 pH. Yeah.
7 pH, highly alkaline. Wow.
It's one of the highest alkaline foods out there is cantaloupe. That's what I've always been taught.
There you go.
And more in the summertime, I'll eat cantaloupes all the time because they're really good for you and they're really tasty, especially the ones from South Texas down close to Mexico. They are sweet as sugar.
Yes.
Delicious.
Yes. So in a nutshell, when you're going acid alkaline, stick to salads, fresh vegetables, healthy nuts and oils, and try to consume plenty of raw foods and at least two, and again, half your body weight in ounces. If you weigh 200 pounds, you want 100 ounces of fluids through your day. Much water of that as you possibly can, soups, and some juices, not a lot of sugary juices though, but let's get half your body weight in liquids a day, mostly water, and that'll work out perfect for rehydrating your body. Most people are not properly rehydrated. Would you agree with that?
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. People say, well, I just can't drink that much water. Well, there's a lot of ways to drink the water. I mean, Lord, you put some lemon in it. You can, make you a light glass of tea with lots of water, because if you don't have enough water in your body's 75% water. It's just like your toilet. The tank on the toilet has to have a certain amount of water to flush the debris, right? If you don't have enough water in the body, it can't flush the debris.
That makes sense. Yeah, you got to have enough water to make things work. The kidneys need water to be flushed out. The liver needs water so that the bowel movements aren't so hard you can't get rid of all the waste that you need to get rid of, or it's difficult. It causes digestion problems, and everything backs up. So when the kidneys go south, then you start seeing high blood pressure. You start seeing all kinds of other disorders. Same thing with the liver. When it's not right, all of a sudden you've got asthma, you've got allergies, you've got skin disorders, you've got a host of problems. So please, let's take care of that liver and that kidneys, and let's get on the road to good health. Here's just some general information to wrap this up. Steer clear of fatty meats, dairy, cheese, sweets, chocolates, alcohol, tobacco. Packaged foods are often full of hidden things in you that you don't want. Oh, also, microwave meals are full of sugars and salts, and then it's totally destructive to the elements that you're trying to eat. By the time you've microwave nuked your food, it's not worth eating. It's just hot. It's just a hot clump of stuff that you like what it tastes like, but your body doesn't like what it's going to do.
It kills the nutrients.
Go ahead.
It kills the nutrients, Truman.
Exactly. There's nothing. You got
kill food.
Yeah, you got a pile of goop there that maybe looks like it might be food, and it may even kind of taste like food, and it might even be your favorite, but if you've nuked it, you've destroyed it, and your body is going to struggle. So we're going to wrap this up by saying, the offenders, the hidden offenders, like microwave meals, are full of sugars and salts, and overcooking also removes all the nutrition from the meal. If you like it black on the bottom, that is carcinogenic. So don't do it. We don't want to overcook the foods. But that's kind of an idea. And what's maybe you gave us one of the cantaloupes, which is probably the best alkaline food you can get at 7. Now, what is probably the worst acid food that people should avoid? What do you think, Doc?
Oh, man, there's so many of it. It's hard to say. Lemon goes into your body as an acidic, but then it turns into an alkaline. That's why it's so helpful for your urinary tract and your kidneys. Number one, pork. Pork, the pig does not have sweat glands, okay? So they roll in the mud to stay cool. When you kill a pig and cut a piece of fresh meat off and put it under a microscope, you'll see those parasites running around that fresh meat.
Wow, yeah.
So when people cook it, they say cook pork completely. Well, everybody doesn't cook pork completely, so when it gets into the gut, then these parasites hatch out, and then it attaches itself to the wall of the colon and live off your blood supply. You take some ADP, which is oregano. Once it gets a taste of that in the bloodstream, it says, yuck, it dies, it falls off, and it's out the door because it will kill the parasites.
Yeah. So
It's amazing.
Yes, sir. So I guess one of the highest acidic foods would be alcohol. That would be my pick as the highest acidic thing you can do is start consuming alcohol.
Yeah, you said food. I didn't think about drink. Sorry.
I threw one. Sorry about that. Okay. So if we're talking about food, let's see if I can pick it out of this chart that is really difficult for me to figure out. Here, let's say foods. Okay. Foods. Meat would be pork. Fruits that are highly. We're talking about. Let's see. Acidic foods are meats and dairy products. Alkaline foods are vegetables and fruits. That's kind of the way, wouldn't you say?
That's right. I agree with that 100%.